So in this video, we are going to start making our navbar responsive. Okay, we are going to make we're going to be hiding some list item. We're going to be hiding this list item, but we are not going to be hiding the first list item, which is this restaurant, because it's acting like the logo. Okay, so we are going to be hiding this list item, the rest list item, but we are not going to be hiding the first list item. Okay, because obviously we are going to be collapsing our navbar. Okay, we have gone to many websites where you see the navbar collapse. You click on the icon and the navbar will collapse. So that's what we are going to be doing from this tutorial onwards. So we are going to start making our navbar responsive from this video. So let's go over to our styles at CSS, and let's just create some space here. Now what we need to do, we need to make a comment. Let's go up here. Let's copy this comment here. So we are going to copy this. Like I said, just for the sake of us not forgetting our code, we are going to call this the mobile style, because this is going to be mobile responsive. So this is going to be the mobile view. So we are going to call this mobile styles. Okay, so we are going to be using the media query. Okay, so to make your to start working on responsiveness for your website, you'll be using a media query. Okay, so this is going to be our mobile styles for mobile phones. If someone use a mobile phone to view your website, okay, so that is how it's going to be. So now let's go down here, and this, to add a media query, we just put the @ sign, you say @media, then use your bracket, you say max width, max-width, then use your colon, and then we are going to the max width will be a max width of 780 pixels. Now what this is simply saying is at a max width of 780 pixels, we want to start styling, collapsing this navbar at a max width of 780 pixels. Okay, so once we reach the maximum of 780 pixels, we want our list item to hide. Okay, so that is what this media query is, and we need to give the styling inside of it. Okay, so now what we want to do inside this media query, at a max width of 780 pixels, we want to hide our list items. So we say ul.topNav, which is a class, and then li. So we are just doing for the basic list items here. We are going to hide the list item. So you just simply, to hide this, you just simply do a display of none. Okay, so now if we go over to our web page, now refresh this. Now remember, we have refreshed, but this is a desktop view, so nothing will happen yet. So now let's resize our browser. Let's resize this browser now. I want you to see this now at a max width of 780. You can see everything is gone at a max width of 780 pixels. So what this is simply saying is, once we reach the maximum screen width of 780 pixels, hide these list items. Okay, but once we cross past this maximum width of 780 pixels, show this list item. So now, for example, now we have reached the maximum of 780 pixels, hide it. Now you can see it's hidden. So once we cross past this maximum of 780 pixels, now let's cross past it, show it. Now you can see it is now showing, because we have crossed past the maximum of 780 pixels. So once we reach it, it will hide it, and once we cross it, it will show it. So that is the work of the media query. Now this our list items, they are all gone, and this is not what we want. Okay, this is not what we want. We want to show, like I said before, we are going to be showing the restaurant list item because it will be acting as the logo. Okay, so let's go over to here. Let's go over here. So now, to, like I said, let's go over to our index.html. We don't want to hide this first list item. We don't want to hide the restaurant item. So, but we are going to be hiding the rest. But we don't want to hide the first list item. So let's go over to our style sheet. And now, to unhide the first one, you use not, the not selector. It's like an action. So it's the action, just like the hover effect. So you use colon and then you say not. So you can see not, and then you open a parenthesis. Then you open the bracket inside here. You can see the bracket. Now inside this bracket, you say int hyphen child. Inside this bracket, you say colon. After your colon, you say int hyphen child. And then inside this int child, inside the bracket of the int child, you specify 1. Okay. So now what we are simply telling the browser here, we are telling this browser, you say unordered list, top nav, and list items. So we are telling the browser, and we give it a display of none. So we are telling the browser, hide all the list items, of this unordered list except the int child of 1. So the number 1 child of the list item is the restaurant item. So this is the number 1 item of the list item. Okay, so this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4, this is number 5, this is number 6, and this is number 7. So we are simply not going to be hiding the first one. So this restaurant is the number 1. That is why we put number 1 inside of the int child. So we have number 1 here. So it's not going to be hiding the restaurant list item. So if we go over to our web page now and refresh this, now you can see we have our restaurant list item, which is acting as the logo, but the rest of the list item is not showing. Okay, so in the next video, we are going to be collapsing. We are going to be adding an icon which we will use to collapse our list item. We are going to be adding an icon here on the right hand side of our screen. We're going to be adding an icon here inside of the navbar, and that icon is going to be what we are going to use to collapse our list items. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video.